Good afternoon, punters, and welcome to another edition of Spruikers. Good afternoon, Jake. How are you?
Good afternoon, H. How are you, pal?
Yeah, very well. We've just been talking about Young Talent Time viewers, speaking about our, on-air prospects and perhaps on-air performances, but we're going to focus on a performance down the highway at Cardinia Park this week.
I wanted to do a little jig, but Tags wouldn't let me.
He's definitely a frustrated 9-to-5 worker. Let's have a look at the Geelong West Coast game, Jakey. It's Geelong $1.03, West Coast, the longest price in AFL history.
Yeah.
$28, and they're going to go down to Cardinia Park with Buckley's chance, one would suggest.
Let me just tell you, Tags, that if you were betting on, for instance, TAB Sportsbet, you'd be looking at sort of $10 or $12 about West Coast. $28 at the moment on Betfair, and of course you can ask a price even better than that. So, punters, if you are going to have a bet, if you like West Coast for whatever reason, do so at Betfair.
Yeah, I think you'll find you'll probably even be matched up to around $35, maybe even $40 this weekend.
Yeah.
Geelong $1.03, there's a huge amount of money that's actually unmatched on the market at the moment. Get on there and have a look. Backing at $1.04, most people seem to be doing, laying anything under.
Yep.
Good luck to those West Coast punters. Adelaide and the Bulldogs. Adelaide $1.86 are going to start surprising favourites over there, unless there's a late rush for the Bulldogs, who are going to start around $2.10, $2.12. This looks to be a bit skewed for me.
I don't understand it, Tags. I really don't. I mean,
Adelaide were awful last week.
They were. They hit a couple of weeks of good form, but they were. I mean, getting beaten by St Kilda. St Kilda aren't flash. They're going okay, but they're not flash. And the Doggies, whilst they haven't been going particularly well, they did flog Essendon last week. But you'd think on paper the Doggies are a better side than Adelaide, even though it's in Adelaide. I reckon you're right. Change those around.
When you're giving your tip of the week, I think you might be leaning towards the game at AAMI Stadium.
I think you're right, mate. Yeah.
There's also a sideshow at Telstra Dome on Saturday night, and that's the Buddy Franklin versus Brendan Favola show. That's both shooting for 100 there. But the match odds are heavily favoured in Hawthorn's favour, rather. $1.45 the Hawks, and Carlton $3.15. I can't see the Blues winning this on the eve of the final.
No, I think Hawthorn will win, and I think that'll be clear fairly early in the match, and then everything will go to Favola, I think, after that. Carlton will just target Favola and try and get... I really hope that they both get the ton.
It'd be great to see,
great
wouldn't
spectacle,
it?
Yeah.
Apparently no one's allowed to run on the ground.
That's just ridiculous. I could quite easily get rant and rave about this, but I won't bore you.
$1.56 Geelong to win the flag. It's a very, very short price. Hawthorn $5.40. The Dogs $15. Name your price. Any other?
Now, you've come up with a theory about Geelong's premiership price here, Tags, haven't you?
It's not really my theory. I'd be parasitical if I did.
Do you want to run the punters through it?
It's about laying the Cats now and then locking yourself into having an arbitrage opportunity by laying the Cats now at around $1.56 on Betfair, and then backing them all up over the 3 weeks of the finals. That is a game against North Melbourne, probably the Bulldogs, and then perhaps Hawthorn in the final. That's given they make it, of course.
Yeah.
So punters would be laying off at $1.56, laying at $1.56, and they'd probably be backing at around $1.15, $1.20, and then $1.30, which equates to about $1.80. So $1.80 to back, and then $1.50 to lay, and then you've got yourself a profit.
And put your feet up and watch the Cats.
Enjoy the joys of September, I think someone said.
There is a contradictory theory that you can just back Geelong on both sides because they're
make more money.
Yeah, they're clearly going to win the flag.
We'll move on to the Brownlow market. Gaz Ablett, $2.70, Boomer Harvey, $4.70, and Bartel, $4.90. The others are around $16 plus. What about an ineligible player winning this market? Can you see that happening?
Probably Mitchell, I suppose, would be the most likely one.
That is the most votes. Sorry, punters.
Yeah, that's right. Mitchell would be the only one, but it's tough to say. And Franklin will take votes away. I think Franklin's ineligible as well, isn't he?
He is ineligible, yeah. So Franklin and Mitchell, I think, are the ones that have the best chance.
I hope Gary wins it.
I hope he does too. The NRL and the Tigers play the Sharks this week. The Tigers $2.02. The Sharks $1.60. Jake, the
Sharks will win, and that's a backable price.
The Cowboys versus the Raiders up in North Queensland. $1.93. The Cowboys. The Raiders look a bit of value at $1.83. They're on a bit of a roll.
Yeah, this is just absolutely bizarre. The Cowboys have won about -3 games for the season. They won't win, even though they're playing up in North Queensland. And
the Raiders are pushing the 8 and finals berth.
Yeah, that's right. The Raiders have been playing really well, and you'd expect them to go up there and win.
The Storm had another thumping win on Monday. They're $1.90. Manly $6.40. Broncos $10. Roosters $15. Sharks $18. All others $28 or more. It's Tri-Nations time, and the Box are $1.81 to get some revenge over the Wallabies, $2.36. The Wallabies knocking them off in Durban. Can the Wallabies repeat the dose?
Only if Rocky Elson plays, I think, Tags. Yeah. I think he's such an important player, as he showed last week in Durban. his hearing, he got copped a one...
Tonight?
Yeah, tonight. So Thursday evening, he copped a 1 week suspension, a 1 match suspension for some rough play on Victor Matfield last weekend. If indeed he is suspended, that's upheld, then I don't think the Wallabies can win. So wait until the hearing punters, and you can sort of go either way, I think, around that.
$1.81 the Springboks, $2.36 the Wallabies. The All Blacks are $1.72 to win the Tri-Nations tournament, and the Wallabies are $2.30. The South Africans are well and truly out.
They are. They can't win it.
Just wraps up our footy segment of Spruikers. We'll see you again next week.